Hey everybody, it's Shannon. I just wanted to come with a quick update on a project I'm working on. So I decided I wanted to make a statement necklace. And I have these beautiful green Lampwork beads, cylinder beads. So I created the center with 3 of them and offset it with some blue and then these kind of transparent painted orangey beads with a little bit of blue dye on them. And that's going to be the center of the necklace. Then what I have to do is I decided that going up each of the sides, I wanted to have multi-strand of seed beads in a pattern. There's going to be 3 strands going up each side twisted. So as you can see, I've already done 2 strands. I have a 3rd one to go for the first side, and then I have to repeat the process for the other side and twist them and then clasp them, and that's what hopefully the necklace is going to look like. So I used just basic beading wire to string the centerpiece here, and I'm using the same beading wire to string all my seed beads, and you can see I've got a pattern of blue, green, yellow. I've got 5, 3, and 1. And all the strands are going to be the same, and then they're going to be twisted together. So I've strung all the pieces to my necklace, and I've attached the first 3 strands that are going to go one side of the necklace. I crimped a eye pin onto the 3 strands, or 3 strands onto an eye pin, and looped it and then attached it to the focal of the necklace with a jump ring. And I've laid out my strands. And so now I'm just going to carefully close any gaps like this and start to twist the strands. And basically it's going to be a matter of, I think, going like this and laying one over the other and carefully making a twist while adjusting the strands to make sure there's no gaps. And then what I'll do is once the twist is complete, I will then crimp the ends of these wires onto another eye pin and attach to another cone, which then will attach to a clasp. So if I'm successful, then this will be the first half of the necklace, and then I just have to rinse and repeat on the other side. The first side is now strung. You can see the 3 strands of twisted seed beads, and they're all attached. I just have to do the clasp on this side. And so now I'm in the process of assembling the other side of seed beads. So I started by taking the first end and stringing them through a crimp bead to attach an eye pin, which again is going to get strung on through this bead cap and attached to the other end of the necklace. And then I'll start twisting the strands and finish off the end the same way. So you can see I attached the final 3 strands to the necklace, and I'm getting ready to twist, but I wanted to get my wires organized because I wanted them to basically start out separated, because what I'm going to do is I'm taking the wire closest to me and I'm going to be placing it over on the other side, and then taking the next wire closest to me and placing it over on the outside. You can see it's starting to form a twist, and so my process is to just keep going in that motion of taking the outermost wire closest to me and moving it to the other side. making the middle wire the next wire that's closest to me and twisting that way. And so I'll just keep going along that pattern until I get to the end and get to something that that looks like it's close in the number of twists that I have on this side. And what I did this time that I didn't do the last time is I moved my wire stoppers, which are just these little teeny tiny binder clips, closest to the end where the last bead is, so that way they can't move up the wire, and it helps cut down on the number of gaps in my beading, because you want, as you're twisting, you want to make sure there's no gaps, that it's just solid bead. The necklace is completely assembled, and in many ways this came out exactly the way that I wanted to, except for one key thing. I ended up making the ropes way too long, and I have to whack off probably about 7 to 8 inches in order for it to lay the way that I want it to, because the focal beads come down way too low. So I will do that and come back with an update. So this is the last update for this necklace. Basically what I had to do was take off about 6-7 inches of length on either side from the twisted beads. I really overcompensated for the fact that you do lose a little length when you twist materials, and added way too much. So I took off about 6 or 7 inches, and what I did, how I determined that, was I cinched up the necklace on me so that way it would drop to where I wanted it to, and basically counted how many sections of blue beads I had, and I came to 14 sections of these blue beads. So that's how I knew how much length I needed to keep. And then what remained, which was the 6 or 7 inches, just got pulled off. And then I just readjusted the twists, and then put the bead caps and the clasps back on like I had before. So so this is now the length that I need it to be, and it really, again, I really think it came out very well.